Hi there. I am going to record for you your dumbbell session 2 as part of your dumbbell program. And we're going to start with a CARS warm-up, so controlled articular rotation of our joints. Adding these in every session just to explore our mobility and see if we've got any little nooks and crannies in there that are not happy or that are happy, and keep building up the mobility in that area. Then we move into a warm-up, and then we have 4 complexes today, all of which are like session 1, perform until you can't perform anymore. And the tempo is similar or the same as the last day. It's 3, 1, 3, 1, which I'll explain as we go through the exercise. So we are going to start with our shoulder rotations. So we're gonna do my best here. So actually, let's just start with taking a couple of deep breaths. Good, just bringing consciousness to breath. We're gonna try and make those belly breathing. So tummy goes out on the way in. Good, relaxing the shoulders. And again, keeping the shoulders relaxed, chest relaxed. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Okay, as we do this, we are going to just have a little play around with hip tilts and bringing that rib cage down. So some of us know it as bracing, intra-abdominal breathing, and so on. Many of us have done this in a class situation or in a one-to-one or group situation where you are kind of trying to apply 100% pressure to the floor, because that's where we start with this. But actually today, for many of these sessions, we're going to be working on a percentage. So what we can say is 10 out of 10 when we're pressing into the floor, but actually standing up, we're going to do like 3 or 4 out of 10. So what that will take is a little bit of hip tilt, find your new neutral, and then we're kind of got a bit of intra-abdominal pressure. So as I press in, I can feel a bit of tension through the muscles. Okay, from here, we're going to start the arm across our body. Our hips stay in what might feel like they're in cement, as do our shoulders. So if you find yourself rotating and moving around, we're going to just correct that as we go. Okay, extend that elbow, which is hard here, especially if any of us have like a big chest. You're going to just have to work around that as much as you can. Okay, so we're going to start across the body as far as you can go. Imagine you got holding the sun in your hand, and we're going to bring that up and across the body until we come up to ears. Again, let's check in with our hips, check in with our shoulders. Bicep is at the ear, my palm is facing in. I'm going to turn that bicep. Sienna has a really nice kind of like, imagine you've got a tattoo in your bicep, you're turning the bicep, and at the same time your hand rotates around and out. And from there, then your baby finger travels backwards. But I'm going to be thinking here about what's happening in my joint. Can I, with this square up, can I get back and down into every little corner or element of that joint, back and down. And as I come down, my arm rotates. Okay, and then we're going to work in reverse. So I keep lifting that shoulder, so I'm going to take that shoulder back and down. I'm going to reverse that movement. Bring my arm up and back and across the body. All right, let's go for the other side. So sun in the hand, as far across as I can go without rotating those shoulders. My hips are in cement. I bring that sun up. I really keep my arm extended. It's a really hard thing to do there, actually, keeping that arm extended. We initially want to bend it. Keep that shoulder still. My palm is facing in with that bicep tattoo, so I'm going to face it, now turn it out. Head backwards with my baby finger leading. And now as I go down, my arms rotate. And then I'm going to come back, naturally rotating to try and bring that arm back up. And then from here back across chest, tummy, and so on. Okay, we are going to go to hips next. So handy to have something to hold on to if you can. So I'm going to start with my right hip, crossing my leg over. The first thing here, rather than bringing the knee up first, we're actually going to bring the foot up so that we feel that rotation in the hips. And again, it's the same thing here. We're keeping the hips as still as we can, but where my mind is in my hip to see if I can keep myself at the biggest angle I can get each time I move and rotate the leg. Okay, keep turning that hip. I need to keep correcting that. Back and around. Up. Ooh, feeling little clicks. Keep that foot up, more clicks. And down. Okay, I'm going to move across this side to do my other side. So we're going to cross the leg over. Just check in with your hips, check in with your breathing, your kind of 3, 4 out of 10 tension in that midline. Bringing the foot up as high as I can. And then I can travel with the knee, taking that, rotating that foot around, checking in with the hips again. And back and then. Okay, bringing that foot back up. Coming back around. Get the heel as high as we can as well. It's a good indication of what's going on in the hip. Knee down, almost feeling like your knee goes down here and your foot comes up. And back and across the body. All right, and then we'll do our spine. So we're going to be in what feels like a cat-cow or all-fours position. Just imagine this as a kind of a knock-on, vertebrae by vertebrae. You can choose to start at your head or at your tailbone. I'm going to do kind of tailbone up and then reverse it coming back. But just imagining, and it might not feel like perfect the first few times to do this, but as always, it's all about repetition and practice. So here I'm going to take my tailbone under. I'm going to just work my way up and then unfold. All right, so you can repeat that as well if you want, but I'm going to go on to do our activation and kind of heart raiser warm-up. So I'm going to start with our inchworms, 6 to 8 reps, or 6 to 10 reps, sorry. If you need to make this more difficult, walk out a little bit further, give yourself a moment in that position here. Or you could even do a press up. The other option is maybe a shoulder tap when you get to the plank position. Keeping the heels on the floor, hinging up and hinging down. Okay, from here we're going into single leg glute raises. So we are lying on the floor. Imagine you've got a box on your back. So the box is along the bra strap area, down your sides, and the bottom of your back or your pelvis area. You're going to press that whole box into the floor. And then from here we get hands up so that we're not putting pressure through the floor through our hands and shoulders. We lift into our glute raise, really tight bum. And then from here, we are extending that leg 6 to 10 times. Alrighty, I'm going to carry on and do my other side. Alrighty, side to side lunges, so a little bit like the Cossack squats. Here we're going to imagine it's a hinge first, and then coming down into that side leg. And just keep changing angles here, because what you're aiming for, as always, is to keep that front shin as vertical as you can, so we're not driving in through that foot. Okay, 6 to 10 on each side. Nice, okay, and then we're going to go down into just air squats from here. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at one round. If you want to carry on, do another round of those. So it's inchworms into your glute raises, lunges, and squats. Please go ahead. Otherwise, I'm going to carry on with your dumbbell strength aspect of this session. So we're going to do the first exercise is a front rack hold. So that means you're just holding the weights, but it's in a squat position. So if you were in a front rack here or working with a barbell, you'd have it sitting on the front of your body or the shoulders here. Obviously, we're working with different sorts of weights at home. So I guess if you're working with one weight, and if it's a bag or a kettlebell or anything like that, you can hold it as if it was a kind of goblet squat. Just making sure it's elbows are forward and it's around kind of neck height. Neck and chin height would be good here, because you're having then to pull the shoulders forward and activate that upper back. If you've got two weights, we can hold them here, we can hold them here, we can hold them here, and if they're big weights, you could even hold them here on your shoulders. Okay? And again, yeah, if it's a heavy single weight, just holding it in a front rack position. I guess the difference here between the goblet and the front rack is just that you really take note of pulling those arms through. Okay? So I'm going to just start with my two small weights today. All of these are maximum to like failure. So you just kind of keep going until you can't go anymore. Okay, so the first exercise is your squat, and then the second one is bent over row, and we'll talk about that when we get into it, because we've got 1 or 2 minute rest between, so we might as well do our demos in there. Also, we want to make sure we were recording these, so make sure you're counting. Keeping that chest upright, if you can. When I say upright, I don't mean up here because you're going to arch your back, your legs lean forward a little bit, just making sure that we're not leaning forward here, okay? That nice steady position. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. I'll write that down. We've got 18, pathetic. Alrighty, so the last day we did these. These are your bent over row. I'll use a 12.5 today. So basically you want to use the same weight if you've got it, preferably. Alright, so I'm going to use this to kind of lean on, but it's about knee height, okay? So if you've got something around knee height, a little bit lower or higher is fine, because you can adjust your body to make this work. So let me just play. So that's 3 points of your body is in your hand, and your 2 feet will be touching the floor, and then your other one will be the weight. So from here, what we're trying to do is get your new neutral position, strong bum, soft knees, everything is, feet is, I say flat on the floor, but what I mean is that my weight is evenly distributed, toes are spread, even though they're super light trainers, toes are spread, and we're ready to go. Okay, so the point here is about trying to feel really stable through your midline before we even go near a weight. It's always going to be the case when we're doing these exercises. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, rather than let my shoulder flop down here, I'm going to try and keep it set, so back up in its pocket, and then from there, I'm going to move through the movement. I can have a slight rotation at the top here, that's fine, but at the bottom, we try and be disciplined, keep the shoulders in line. So what I mean here is that I'm not allowing that to drop again, all right? Set your midline and move through that movement. Okay, that's my right side done. You carry on if you're still working. I'm just going to write my numbers down as I go because I'll forget them otherwise. So I did 10 on my right with 12.5 kg. Now I'm going to switch over to the other side. Okay, in fact I'm going to just rest. I need to rest for another 30 seconds or so. Okay, off we go. So I'm going to set my body position first, especially that shoulder and my midline, and then from here I'm going to go. Okay. Now, we didn't do that round. We didn't talk about tempo. So we'll just make sure we bring it in from now on. Our tempo, as in how today we'll feel it's slow because it's 3 seconds down, 3 seconds up. So we'll try and do that now. Moving into the next exercise. Okay, just going to grab some water. We've got another minute rest. We're going to get ready for a shoulder press and for bicep curls next. If you've got one weight, you can do this on each arm and record. The best thing to do is do your non-dominant side first. Get your number for that side, and then if you want to switch straight over and you don't want that rest in between, do the other side. Straight away, your stronger side. Bicep curl is going to be 2 weights, but again, if you've got one lightweight, it'll be pretty light for bicep curls. It doesn't need to be too heavy. If it is heavy that you're working on and you end up getting like 2 or 3 reps, don't worry about it. That's fine. Okay, so we gave away all of our, well, not gave them away, but set out on lens some of our 5 kgs. So unfortunately, I've left her our little Davina McCall 3 kg dumbbells. They're about 20 years old. All right. So I'm going to first of all set my base, feet nice and kind of spread across the floor as much as I can with those toes, so evenly distributing my weight. I have my bum squeeze a little bit, my knees are pretty much extended because of the tension through my hips. Midline is tight, and I'm going to go straight up. 1, 2. If you've got big gaps on one side and the other side of shoulders, like I have in terms of structure, and one shoulder is different than another, so I can really feel it when we do double-sided work like this. Every time you come down, elbows come down underneath the weight, and you stop at shoulder height. Make sure you don't come down further than that, because you just got extra work to do, which is pointless for this exercise. Okay, good. I'm going to write my score down. So I've got it. And then we're going to go into bicep curls. I'm just going to take a smaller amount of rest. So if you want to pause me so you get longer rest, please do. We have in the program that it's kind of 1-2 minute rest. So take that 2-minute rest, especially actually between rounds. And yet again, I forgot the tempo. So let's apply it here. We're doing bicep curls. So from here, we're going to go arms by your sides. The last day we did hammer curls, which are a little bit more out in front, and then you kind of stop a little bit away from the body. Today, we're going to bring these hands back and elbows back. The same principle applies in terms of isolation, so keeping those elbows here, but we're going to come all the way up and all the way down. Try not to rock your body here too much, because that's the kind of effect that will happen. Okay, let's go tempo. 3, 2, 1. 1 second. 3, 2, 1. On the way down. 3, 2, 1. On the way up. 1 second hold, and then 3 seconds down. 3 seconds hold. Feels like a cheeky bit of rest, that 1 second. Good. Inter-abdominal pressure and bracing will help with isolating this movement, keeping it in the arms and biceps only. Three seconds down, 3 seconds up. So we're having lots of time under tension here, especially if you've got a nice light weight. All right, that's me done. You carry on, we're still going. Okay. So this is where you take your couple of minutes rest, especially before we go into the next round. So the next round, I'll talk you through it, and that can count as my rest, but it's going to be your double leg glute raises, which for most of you, yeah, you'll be going for a lot of reps here. You can weight them though. You could put, well, let's put something on our hips, like your weight on your hips, so that'll take, you'll end up doing less reps because you've got more weight added to the body. And then we're going to be doing flies. So we're going to be in this position, and we're going to be doing our flies. Nice hinge position with my new neutral, and I'm coming out. So the thing that sometimes happens here is the arms want to swing back and literally swing. So they swing up and come back down. So what you're trying to do is keep them for 3 seconds up. That 1 second pause. So this is where actually it will apply really well to do our seconds and our tempo. Okay, 3 seconds, 3, 2, 1. 1 second hold here in front of the belly button. 1, 2, 3, pause. 1, 2, 3. Alrighty, glute leg is the same. So, okay.